Daniel had anticipated nothing more than another peaceful Friday evening with his 7-year-old daughter, Lily. The modest diner situated at the corner of Maple Street served as their regular refuge, a welcoming establishment where pancakes remained available throughout the day, and the waitress consistently added an additional cherry to Lily's ice cream. However, on this particular evening, as Daniel settled into the booth opposite his daughter, he detected that something felt amiss. The gentle murmur conversation was interrupted by an abrupt, harsh voice emanating from across the room. Two men positioned themselves menacingly over a young woman's table. She sat in solitude, gripping her purse with white knuckles, her frightened eyes searching desperately for the exit. Lily pulled gently at her father's sleeve. "Daddy," she murmured, her voice quivering with concern. "Could we possibly help her?" Daniel remained motionless. He possessed no background in law enforcement, military service, or even handling confrontational situations. He was merely a mechanic, a single father attempting to nurture his daughter properly. Yet when he gazed into Lily's imploring eyes, he understood he could not remain passive. He rose gradually, his pulse racing frantically, making his way across the diner's floor. He positioned himself as a barrier between the woman and her aggressors. "Is there some difficulty occurring here?" Daniel's tone remained measured, though his posture conveyed unwavering resolve. One of the men displayed a contemptuous expression. "Keep to your own affairs." Daniel shook his head firmly. "She has become my affair, not on this evening." The atmosphere grew increasingly tense. Utensils clattered against ceramic plates, and the diner fell into complete silence. For several moments, the situation appeared ready to escalate dramatically, but eventually the men grumbled inaudibly and departed hastily, causing the door to slam forcefully behind them. The woman's hands trembled violently as she spoke in hushed tones. "Thank you sincerely. You cannot comprehend what might have transpired." Daniel offered a brief acknowledgement, carefully assisting her back into her seat. Lily extended her own napkin to the woman, displaying a bashful smile. That evening, Daniel gave little consideration to the incident. He settled Lily into her bed, dismissed her enthusiastic declaration of "Daddy, you resembled a superhero," and persuaded himself it represented merely a fleeting moment that would dissolve with time's passage. However, the following morning brought complete transformation. When Daniel reached his modest repair facility, an elegant black automobile waited outside. The identical woman from the diner emerged gracefully. Yet on this occasion, she no longer appeared as a terrorized stranger. She moved with understated confidence, attired in a perfectly fitted suit that radiated professional success. "Daniel," she commenced, her voice considerably gentler now, "I failed to properly introduce myself yesterday evening. My name is Claire Reynolds." The surname resonated powerfully with him. Reynolds, representing Reynolds Industries, the corporation that controlled approximately half the manufacturing facilities throughout the state. "I wish to express my gratitude," Claire continued earnestly, "not merely for defending me, but for demonstrating to your daughter the true nature of bravery and moral character. The reality is, I had arranged to meet someone that evening regarding a business transaction, and those men were not unknown individuals. They were attempting to coerce me into abandoning the deal, but thanks to your intervention, I departed safely." Daniel fidgeted uneasily, removing grease stains from his hands. "I simply performed what any decent person should have." Claire's smile appeared faint yet genuine. "Not every individual would have responded similarly, which explains why I would like to reciprocate your kindness. I have a business proposal for your consideration." From within the vehicle, she retrieved a folder, placing it carefully upon the hood of his weathered pickup truck. Daniel opened it and froze completely. The contents revealed documents presenting him with a contract to service and oversee the entire vehicle fleet of Reynolds Industries. Sufficient work to convert his struggling establishment into a prosperous enterprise. Daniel raised his eyes, utterly astonished. "What motivates this generous offer?" "Because," Claire responded gently, directing her gaze toward Lily, who was happily skipping across the parking area. "The type of man who heeds his daughter when she asks, 'Could we possibly help her?' represents exactly the type of man I can trust completely." Daniel's throat constricted with emotion, words becoming trapped within. He had never anticipated that a single modest action within a diner could expand into something of this magnitude. And as Lily encircled his waist with her arms, radiating pure joy, he recognized that their lives had been permanently and quietly transformed.